like you guys should keep taking on the reins, play your fiddles, and take us into Dust2.
Oh, don't you worry, Frankie. Let's go. Fly it in. Dust2. It's going to be Astralis taking on Complexity. We've said that so many times. If you don't know the teams yet, I have to wonder, what are you doing? So look at this, right? We got the GG bet odds. They're massively in favor of Astralis. Go figure. But Complexity, they've been the underdogs before. They've been here before. So let's see if they can bring the heat in this opening map pick from the Danes.
Those dirty, dirty Danes, but we've got them on either side. Config and Blame looking to beat their countrymen on their home ground. Dust2 coming through. Astralis straight up catwalk. We got Config on a mid flank. He's not going to jump Xbox. Doesn't want to get caught in a head triangle. Instead walks in round the side. Xyp9x looking the wrong way, but he flicks back and takes that kill. That could open up a rotate back for Astralis, and they hit it immediately. They take the room given to them by Config. JKS with a stunning shot down mid. He'll get the B site back under control with a smoke in the tunnels. Now the bomb is rotating yet again. It goes A, it goes B, but it ends A as another pick comes in through middle. Rush is gone, and there's only Otto dinked on the site.
Oh, well, not for long, right? Immediately wiped out. And it is all on to JKS. 1v4. Bit of utility on his persons as well. Magisk here on the drop down. JKS doesn't believe it, but now he hears the drop. He knows that it's clear, at least for now. That nades good damage onto Dupree. JKS tapping him out of the round. However, still a lot more Danes left to deal with. JKS has to deal with enough of them on a daily basis, and there he is getting wrapped in through Cat. Astralis get the pistol, and everything's kind of going as planned right now. Just to expand as well on like the idea of Magisk and Glaive, I think it's cool because for a guy like Magisk, you've gone through like a very unique period of time where you've had the insight into what it takes to be an IGL. And we know he's dealt with like mid-round cooling before, but I think having that time period of being the IGL of Astralis would have definitely given him both a greater appreciation for what Glaive does, but also know how to be a better teammate to your IGL. Like what information matters, what calls matter the most. And so I think, especially for Magisk, it will have made him a more complete player, which feels like it would be hard to do with anyone on Astralis.
Yeah, some weapon trading. Device given the scout. Looking to finish the job onto Otto. He's sat on the site. Double cap for Colt as well. Got the cross smokes coming through. Otto, he's going to want that information on whether anyone's moving up behind CT, but he's not going to be able to go for it. Peeking wide could be a risk that he can't afford to make. As Astralis creep up close, it's a high flash going right in. Otto blinded, moving back. Glaive on the site already. It's Rush tucked as Otto baits him in. Nice shot with a tag, but Rush is here and he gives up the jig as well. Xyp9x drops him and Dupree follows up. Everyone finding kills for Astralis. Glaive low to the nade, but it won't matter as that bomb's planted and exits might be happening right in front of our very eyes. Device hit to tag, and if you're Astralis here, you may as well hunt. Already, Magisk has gone back in through T-spawn to chase down these saving CTs.
They want kills, Hugo, and they want them now. Will they get them? JKS doesn't want to give anything over. I really want to see like a lot more from JKS in this Complexity squad. You know, like he's brilliant on 100 Thieves, and for the longest time, like especially when we heard about this roster move, it was very, very exciting. The idea of having JKS in a team like this. And, you know, I can't wait till we see him hit his full potential, because I think the road is going to be a long and perilous one for him to properly acclimatize to this squad. But I do have a lot of faith that Blame F and Co can get the most out of him. I just don't think we've seen it yet.
Yeah, Mr. Worldwide. Known by some. Another eco for Colt. Not buying around this one, of course. It's Blame boosted on the catwalk. He does find a tag to Dupree, but needed the kill on the one shot he got. Double molly up cap, keeping Cole back, and they're looking to crunch middle instead. Everyone's moved in. They've dropped off of the A site. They don't have a flash to get them into position here, but Device has got the bomb alone at top mid. Glaive is at least on catwalk to help out if Device calls it, but he drops lower. That gets heard. And they're waiting to peek. It actually might be Astralis to bring the fight to them. Glaive coming through the mid doors. Great flashbang, but it is traded with the triple peek back from Cole. That info's given to Astralis. They're going to try and avoid this setup as Dupree takes a lot of room on that A site. The spam looks dead on, and it is. Device hits it the second time around. JKS found as well. There's a trade from Blame, and it's getting a bit dicey here. Blame's on a 3K. That bomb has been left back on the Xbox. It goes flying up upon someone dying. Config swapping guns. They know both players are here. Dupree's got that info. Going to try and get the kill. Forget the bomb. You know Blame can re-peek at any moment. So flash, smoke, and retrieval is the idea for Astralis. Can they get that package out of harm's way?
Man, right here, this is where you want to be for this hot day in action right now. Blame F hears them running down through the lower tunnels. He knows that they're going towards B. They got 20 seconds. This ain't a fake. This ain't a ruse. And Blame's going to be there, ready and waiting in the double doors. This would be an ace in the clutch, an AK in his hand. And Blame F, oh no, there's one! Tries to get away, tries to play the timing on it. But Dupree, with that all-important trade, keeps 3 on the board for Astralis. Now, you know, cool round from Blade. Sad that he isn't able to get it done. But the excitement's really just beginning because the buy rounds are now coming through for Complexity. That was nothing. That was just like a little try it around. Well, now things get interesting. Otto bringing that AWP out right away. Let's see what he's able to do with it.
Fast flashes on long. It's a triple setup for Cole. Config swinging it. Oh, it's a mess, though. He's so blinded. Magis follows up through the edge of the smoke. That is not how you want to start with your Cole, but you don't really have much to say about it. Double opener. A double tons push for Cole. That's all they've got left. They know at least that Astralis are heavy on long. That can give them a bit of room to take. But you can see Zipex is holding for the T-spawn wrap round. Xbox smoke as well, just to further confuse. Luckily, Otto can confirm that no one's moving up here on the catwalk side of things. And once he does peek out middle, Astralis, I mean, it's pretty clear. It's pretty obvious. They're 5 long. Fortunately for Cole, nothing they can do about it. Especially with cross smokes coming in on A. It might even have to just be a save out the gate. Otton's already fallen down to tunnels, and Cole are going to try and get away with their weaponry rather than risk fighting this 3-on-5 into A. Astralis playing so grouped. We even have Zip, Molly, and Cat from long as well. Astralis doing everything they can to keep Cole out of any chance of getting into this round. And so with the safe plant, that's it. 4 up for Astralis.
And Astralis keeping it simple with the 5 long. And Complexity not long for this round or for this world in this one. As they are just trying to stay alive. Now, it's a little bit ugly there, right? You try and put Rush and Config out to double up at the long side, hoping they can at least trade, like even, you know, real worst case scenario, you are hoping for like a 2-for-1. But Magis absolutely shuts them down. Astralis ain't messing around. And that's the thing, right? Like with Astralis, the worrying part is that this is a team, especially when, like, you know, the eyes of the world are watching and the expectations are that much higher at an event such as this one, where you've got the best in the world going head to head. Well, these are the events that Astralis is so hungry to win. Yeah, they might fall a little flat in smaller events here and there as this rebuild is still taking place. But, you know, when the going gets tough, man, Astralis, they get going.
We need something to get going for Cole right here, right now. I like that combo on long. They flash the corner, they molly over the wall safely, knowing that if an AWP was posted, it couldn't pick them up. It will actually deter Astralis from taking that position, even though they weren't indebted to it from the spawn. They come out from lower and take the catwalk. Otton forced off by the flash. He tries to time his shot, but they're already up and past it. Nice nade, at least from Rush. Astralis poked their paws out middle. Just really trying to get a feel as to where Cole have their numbers right now. They know they've lost long. But everywhere else interests them. Cat middle and a bit of poke on B for Magisk. Otto getting flashed back into the catwalk. Rush here as well. I like this setup. Otto can take a shot, and Rush might not be expected on the corner from Astralis. He's even going to flash him in aggro around that cat bend. Only do pre-holding, gets a spot. Astralis were setting up to walk out middle in the meantime, but now with that engagement going on, they pull the brakes for a second. They drop the mid to B smoke, and now they're going to move.
Oh, re-aggression is well timed though. However, Xyp9x is like, nah, they ain't trading this one favorably. They aren't taking these advantages, and suddenly that mid to B, distant memory, mate. It's the A side. That's where Astralis are looking to end up. They grind to a bit of a halt right now. They get those 2 kills, but they still want to make sure that there's safe passage into A. Now, this has allowed Complexity to group up at CT. Glaive with the swing lines up a double, and they snatch this round from underneath Complexity's nose. You thought Rush had done enough with that double kill down through Cat, but those were the only Complexity kills to come in this round. A quick turn from Xyp9x. And Glaive with a long wrap, just a great read as to how the rotations were going to come through from Cole in that situation. So it goes from a 3-on-5 in favor of Cole to a 3-on-3. And then immediately from Glaive, it's just JKS saving with 3 players still alive for the Astralis side.
Lovely little long lurk there, catching players moving up CT as well, while Astralis were running very loud up catwalk. Drew enough attention in for Glaive to do the dirty, and Astralis 5-0 up. Strong start as we would come to expect, especially up against a wounded Complexity. To make matters worse as well, think about this. The loser of this matchup, obviously GSL-style groups, is going to be going to face Vitality. Now, they may have lost their opening series, but given the current form, given how good they've looked in the last few weeks and months, that is a terrifying opponent to face as well. So you got that waiting for you. No easy way out of this group, that's to say for sure. But it's feeling easy for Astralis right now. Eyes are back, but not big. It's only pistols for Cole round this saved M4. Setting up towards B, there's only 1 player here. Cole go for a long control round with 4 players up. Config on his lonesome, jumping up in time. Doesn't just check the box. Oh, he does, just in time as he gets flashed out by his teammate. Config tries to dodge it, but instead receives some bullets. Smoke on the door, and now the bomb can get itself in. Zip crossing for the plant. And at this point, that's the round 1. Astralis, great read. Cole, they go for a 4-man long setup, and they get completely pounced onto that nearly empty B-bomb site.
Glaive's even hunting down these saving players. He doesn't want anything to do with them. Man, this is very, very dominant beginnings here. You know, you kind of expect it. What would it be in a Astralis map pick, a good map for him? Oh, all right, JKS. All right.
Finally gets to play.
And they give me fights, I kill them, but they just don't give them over a lot. JKS!
They've won the round.
Unhinged. Yeah, it's still 6 on the board for Astralis, right? But still, you get out of that now with weapons and AWP in Otto's hands. Oh! Everyone from Astralis is dead in the water.
Yeah, that's a big kill as well. If Zip took the AWP out of that round right at the end, I mean, they would have been able to rebuy, but that's a big chunk of money gone. Either way, can't really blame Astralis for wanting to hunt there, kind of shut out by JKS's saved M4, but either way, it's a 6-0 lead. Either way, it's the Danes running wild. Device waiting for the jump. Oh, doesn't get it. Again, the long corner, Molly coming through, thrown safe from Rush.
Oh, we turned the HUD off. I thought he got that kill. I was like, no way. Oh, it was just the HUD going off, Hugo. It's okay.
There's a double AWP.
Oh, that's interesting. We got Config on one. He's not playing a normal AWPer's position either. Like in classic Config fashion, he's playing like Humvee side of tunnels. Otto peeking mid, doesn't see anyone here. And this is where we might get a bit of a rotate, right? Hopefully, JKS takes up the mantle in mid, and that's going to allow Otto to rotate in through CT, and that is exactly what is happening. So Complexity, they've got everyone they need in place at B. And the fact that Otto's been allowed to run the gauntlet thanks to this utility and actually get into the site now makes him that much more deadly. Him and Blame, side by side. Rush can help out with a flash. That's primed and ready to go now. In it comes, and everyone's blind. There's the peak for Blame, and he lines up a double. Otto still fighting and not giving up an inch of ground inside of the site. Glaive finally takes it away from them, but he's got to go back to get this bomb before he even begins to attempt the 1v3. Config up on Cat with the AWP, a player at long and one down in CT. Glaive just wants them to give him a fight, but they're not. They're stubborn. They're hiding. And so now he has to go back for the bomb. Config edging through that smoke. And Glaive might be a dead man walking there. There's Config with the short wrap. And so Complexity take there first. A great flash from Rush to facilitate that entire play. Might not have got any kills in the round, but indirectly he influenced a hell of a lot with that flash.
Yeah, great spray for Blame. Otto with a double as well is lovely stuff, but I love how they just peel. In the 3-on-1, they just give it up, and they go, you want to plant Glaive? Go right ahead. We will attack you from all fronts. We're not going to give you the chance to run around the site and pick your battles, peek CT, take the Cat player out, and even Config, of all players, pushes the smoke with an AWP. He knew that the plant was in his favor, right? Even if he dies there, it's unlikely Glaive can either get the bomb down or follow up. It's just a very confident play, like we always expect from this guy. 6-1 in favor of Astralis. They finally drop around after many saves for Cole. But they save themselves and come back in with a double AWP as well. Device still on his. Astralis, they've got a great B spawn. Don't necessarily want to run it straight into B off of spawn, knowing that Cole have the Molotovs to slow them down, but it's there for the taking. They set up B early. Config is playing this site with the second AWP. Even aggressing as well. Match is dropping the dribble smoke to try and pop himself through. Config goes ahead of it. Oh no, how does that miss? Looked dead on, but baited by the wiggle from Magisk. And now that's forced JKS to commit to the B bomb site, weakening the A hold. Still with 3 players there. Astralis pop out middle. Mid to B would be free real estate at this point.
Oh, JKS getting worried now, right? It feels inevitable. It feels like they're coming your way. The question is when. Oh, I thought he would have seen Magisk there, but he didn't. And now Magisk is a lot deeper than JKS is ready for. The flash, oh, Device, what are you doing? Gets Magisk killed, but it doesn't matter because Dupree was there to trade anyway.
Yeah, all worthwhile. All calculated. I love that, how JKS, he's trying to play as safe as he can. It's fair enough. He doesn't want to offer up a kill. He's basically just hoping Astralis end up A after that pick. They weren't going to, but he's tucking on the big box. Magisk just sits in the tunnel entrance, holding for a mid peak, hoping a rotate comes through and gives him another entry into that site. Doesn't happen, but he still ends up getting traded into B, giving Astralis another bomb plant. And for Cole, another save. That's what? 5 saves now, I think. Pretty hefty stuff.
Yeah, man. It's kind of rough, right? Like, this is a great-looking Astralis versus kind of already wounded Complexity coming into this event, right? And there's no denying it. Complexity have not been lucky towards the end of this year. Like, you think about how good this team was looking, and then suddenly, you have the departure of Obo, which kind of blindsides everyone in Call, and then you're forced to try and rectify that. You play with the stand-in, you get JKS, which, yeah, I think is a great move, to fill that void that Obo left. But even then, very different players, you've had to change a lot up, and then you head into the global challenge, but then you lose your AWPer in Poison, having to field another stand-in, and that's kind of been the Complexity story towards the tail end of this year.
Yeah. It's a sad way to end the year. I'm hoping for good results from them at this event, but regardless of that, they've been dealt some rough hands. The cards have not come up in their favor. But They've got to do the best with what they got. Astralis back to that dribble smoke from Magist, just keeping pressure on B. JKS is fighting the gap in the tunnels. Holding on, grouped up are Astralis going back through spawn for a full-on B hit by the looks of things, not even lurking out for a mid to B. It's a double setup. JKS has a great kill, but just tries to get a frag ahead of time, but now because he goes alone, he's not traded, and JKS gets to back up. Config spraying from the back of Plat, and he's done so much damage, finally finishes the job onto Glaive. Are they really going to commit here? There's 2 dead bodies in the hallway, and 2 smokes down, no way in. No rotates either. Cole just hoping and praying, and luckily Config spraying, he's dropped the bomb.
Oh, finally they get the kill, right? They decide, all right, let's stop letting Config shoot at us without ever doing anything back. The smoke's getting in their way, but it's all onto Device in a very, very unlikely 1v4. 10 points of health, so many players here. Smoke on the cross, but now they know he's got nades out, and they're all looking for this kill. They hunt him down, and they don't waste any time on the matter. Complexity take a second. Config and JKS looking good in that B site. Shutting down that rush, that attempted fast play into B, making it look easy as well. Got that double AWP again between Config and Otto. But that's up against the partial buy from Astralis. Now these rounds, these are the rounds where you see the double AWP. I always get a bit worried, even though it's Dust2, right? Which I think is, well, I was going to say one of the safer maps to do it on. But not for Otto, as he gets deleted. The hand eagle in the hands of Magisk. Flash in, Config, don't give him another. The Deagle's doing damage. Oh my word, Magisk, another. Finally, JKS comes in. He's like, right, big boys are here now. Let's put a stop to this madness. And he does get it under control briefly. Astralis run away. They bid farewell to that A-bomb site. Now, they won't be able to retrieve all the orbs, but Device has managed to get his hands on one. Oh, the head of JKS spotted and taken off. And now for blameF, 1v3, and he has got no information anywhere. He doesn't know how many are out long. He doesn't know if they've wrapped back into middle. The entire map, apart from where he sits right now, is dark to blameF.
Yeah, and the worst part about it is Astralis back out along. JKS clears it, then he dies to the AWP, but now the bomb has come back into this position. This is probably one of the last things Blame's going to be ready for. A full re-aggro on long with a cat lurk. He's watching for a mid to be. He knows this AWP was still here for Device. It is clearing corners. In the meantime, player up on catwalk, finding out that A is empty. Almost nowhere to worry about. Bomb thrown across. Blame can't stop it. Finally realizing the nade could be good. Could certainly do some damage. Device getting dunked, but barely any, and the molly lands too deep as well. He gets out safely, and that's Blame's position given away. And likely the round, Astralis. This was Deagles. This was no armor on most of the players. And some great entry work for Magisk has put them back on the board. Can Blame get them off it? It's giving it a go. Nothing to lose, everything to gain, but Device, a missed shot, and Blame not given a second opportunity.
And just like that, Blame knows as well as anyone that this round is done. You know, with them just tucking in, not giving anything over, best he can hope is exit frags, but instead he gets exit fragged. Astralis onto 8. They win it with the pistols. This opener is just gnarly for Magisk. And then the fact that, like, just the counter-AWP king on these swings. Look at him. Whoop. Oh, you're trying to AWP me? Nah, man, Deagle beats AWP. Didn't you get the memo?
Just wide swing him, lol.
Oh. So just one AWP now for Cole, and yeah, I mean, you know, fair enough. They don't have the money for it, even if they wanted to go for 2. Yes, I think that was a fake molly to give the illusion that he couldn't push because it was Molotov. Yeah. And while that looked cool and it did get the 2 openers, they also lose both B players. So just like that, the B site is gone again. That's a nice idea. I really like the idea. Sadly, Astralis had the entire team outside of B, which I think was a little bit more than Cole were ready for.
You used to do that by throwing it on the car corner as well, because it sounds the same. It sounds like, oh, they molly B, we don't have to worry about it. But yeah, Astralis, 5 players there already and waiting, raring to go, and go they shall into B. They're even chasing, no escaping for Otton. It's Rush alone, 2 kills to his name, and he's got 3 to find. and they could just pinch him from both positions. There's one. Rush. Oh, he's in the window. He's choosing battles, but he can't find the second kill. There was a chance. Nice move, but it's still Astralis finding 9. And yeah, I got to agree, that's like a great play into tunnels. I love the aggression, the fake molly, and maybe if there's only 2 players there, you get them both and you run away scot-free laughing. But Astralis have all players out of spawn into the tunnels, and it doesn't get much worse than that. Return to sender. Back to B. Astralis just manhandling Cole right now.
On these B plays from the Astralis as well, the flashes are just relentless. Like, Glaive sat there, Lord Farquaad in it, man. He's saying, like, some of you may die, but that is a risk I am willing to take, as he just full whites them on the push. And it's always working out for Astralis, man.
Astralis, man, they got layers.
Oh, look at this, right? They're out through long. Complexity lent heavy over towards B. You can hardly blame them. Now setting up instead in middle, but that's little consolidation if they lose this A bomb site.
Yeah, dude. Astralis, they're like onions. They'll make you cry. Right now, Complexity, tears in their eyes. And maybe some flashes as well. They're going to try and pop through this smoke. JKS moving in close, but Config's holding onto it still. And Astralis have managed to cross in towards that A site. Glaive, yeah, I was going to say safe plant could be dangerous with the AWP still back at long, but this shouldn't be a retake round. Even though Cole will look in for it, this is such a tough position to try and retake from. Stuck in CT with 1 on Cat. Device is picking battles to perfection. Second kill. Trapped in spawn is Rush, but Device bounds out. And Rush, oh, he gets pretty lucky, but he's going to go back and not so much a second time around. It's not a worry. You know, you don't really need to save here if you're Cole. You're going to be rebuying. The only thing valuable is the armor. And Blame will probably be upgrading this UMP if he does survive anyway. So 10 rounds for the Danes. 10 rounds. How many more?
Well, Hugo, it's got to go to 16.
Ah, yeah.
So that's kind of how that works, right?
Thank you.
And so, you know, that's where you're hoping Astralis end up with this kind of performance. Device taking the free little warm-up shooting gallery that he's given down towards CT. Some curious outfits
Nice
over
glasses.
in the fan cams, yeah. Yeah, you talk about glasses. From what I can tell, that's what like Zip and Glaive went and did during their little time off. Like both of them now, sporting glasses constantly, I feel like. I don't think Glaive is right now, of course. He's not. Nope. Look at that determined face, man. He's looking to get his team out through mid into the B site, and oh, it's not worked out. Magisk caught Blame. He's decided, look, if you want to fix something, you got to do it yourself. So he goes and plays B, and he shuts him down with 3 kills. Immediately, like first time we've seen him there, and the results are in. Device waiting over in middle. Now, you might be a bit careless with one of these players, right? You're in a 5v2, so you're not really anticipating it getting too out of hand. Device was hoping they got overzealous and tried to go for mid-info. Throwing the AWP into the hands of Zip. He was going to set him up with the flash on this initial peak. Now, no one's playing back in the site. That will give a bomb plant over to Astralis if they're quick off the mark. 3 players already maneuvering back through the cat to try and retake this site. And if it's a short plant, that would be a disaster. It's not. Vice and Zip. Split between the AWP and the M4 in the back of the site. A lot of damage done through this smoke, but there's the killing blow dealt. Device trapped at the back of the site.
Hit it.
And even lands the headshot onto Rush, but sadly the Deagle at long is just pointless, man.
83-1 with the Deagle. That's a painful shot. Nice try from both of them, man. Like, of course, Astralis in a 2-on-5 managed to find the one position that isn't being covered. Cole give up Catwalk, they give up A, they play for retake, but it is a flawless retake with no deaths, right? Like, that was the plan from the get-go. They're hoping Astralis walk into a stack. If they don't, they still should win that round. And Zip, man, there was a chance that he gets 3 kills through that cat smoke on the boost. He hit a lot of damage in, but damage not to be capitalized on when his teammate had an AWP. Nice shot for Device. He's been going for that a lot. It finally hits. JKS on his cross tagged up towards B. Molly indoors, that's a very well-timed Molotov coming through for Config as Astralis were about to bound through with a flash. Blame's pushed up on Cat, he's had a great game, but Glaive with the flick. Bye-bye, Blame. Really, the only thing that's net call kills and or rounds has been these flash plays, with Blame often being on the other end of them, getting multi-kills. Rush as well. So can Cole muster anything a man down in an awkward spot like this? A spray like right below could be multiple kills for Config, but he doesn't know. Device drops off and Config tucks waiting in the wings.
Oh, quick from Rush. They deal with Config in middle. Rush has looked great at short whenever he's been given these kind of even fights and a chance to peak on his own whimsy, but picks out through long, yeah. Split between the two different angles. A lot of damage, but not a single kill. And now Device spearheading this push into B. The bomb dropped by JKS. There's another one where that came from, though. And it's Magisk delivering a potential clutch over, right? He's got it down from a 1v3 to the 1v2. Oh, there's the turnaround onto Rush. That kill should have never gone in favor of Magisk, but it has. And now just Otto left to be a stand-in. Got to be stand-up right now. And through the doors, quick on the trigger. He will deliver. 4 for Complexity. And Otto might not have many kills to his name, but he's getting them when it matters, at least in these couple of swing situations.
Now, that fake plant was cool as well. It was on top of the ledge. It meant that Magisk could re-peek into tunnels really quickly. Unfortunately, that wasn't where Otto was coming from, but he didn't need to jump back up. I like that, but yeah, still around for Cole. They muster another, finding their 4th. Oh, dear. That jump is dangerous. There's a little gap above the door, and that's what Device is using to find info. He finds a shot onto Config, but talking of which, Otton opening up on long. Zip is gone, and Config follows up. Despite being tagged, he still takes himself a kill. These orbs, these double orbs, finally coming into success for Cole, looking for a 5th round at the end of the half.
Oh, Config gonna rotate away. This gives Otto even more time to shine with this AWP in the A site, but Device, quite the opponent to go up against down in the pit, and he's homed in. Config now back in CT, re-arriving. He was just here moments ago, and there he is, in with the first. Any more from Config? The flashes get him off the angle, and they leave him hung out to dry. Device gonna have to give us something spectacular here. He's dealt with Rush again, gets it down into the 1v2, going back for the rifle. Blame and JKS stacked up short side, and there isn't a single drop of utility here for Device to use. He's going to have to cross this one dry, and at least this position with these 2 players at Cat will allow Device to do exactly that. Bomb now stuck. Nade and a molly on Blame. That can be used to do bonus damage here to Device and just soften him up that much more. Flashes go out, and at this point, Device knows that both players are coming from Cat. One through the flashes, the other took the peak. Device maneuvering around, but out in the open is where JKS finds him and locks in 5 for Complexity. All in all, kind of salvaging that half. It looked like it was going to be a lot more one-sided. Still, 5 is not a lot to go off of if you are Complexity. Astralis with the lead on their map pick and looking good at that. Can Cole pull it back? Or is this Astralis waltzing away with their map pick? Find out in just a minute.
Got a thing to claim. Think that I'll crumble. I'll show you a mistake. Where you see me coming, better run for cover. 'Cause I'm not slowing down, I'm never going under. stay on my feet, forget all of my fears, cause I know my destiny. I feel a champion waking inside of me. It's in motion, the legend's spoken. This is my moment. Can't break my focus, know where I'm going. This is my moment. Where you see me coming, better run for cover. Cause I'm not slowing down, I'm never going under. I survived the pain, I know it made me stronger. So meet the monster, I came to conquer. When you see me coming, better run for cover. I survived the pain, I know it made me stronger. They're looking at us in audience, keep telling us what we can do, but here we are, showing them, making them wish they were you. We've heard the most when it comes to this, yeah, every shade of blue.
Well, if you wanted to see Astralis absolutely dominating the competition, you're in the right place, or at least I'd say so. 10-5 up there at the end of that first half. Complexity, a slow start, and a slow start that they struggled to build upon. It felt like blastpremier had to become the solution to problems he'd spotted out. And finally, we saw them salvage something towards the end of the first half. But is it going to be enough for any meaningful contribution here on Dust2 from the Cole boys?
It's late out long. Zip is not wavering. He's still here, and he's going to spot the players coming through. Only sees one. Device, Dex rush on short. JKS follows up with a trade, and that puts Zip in hot water, so he has to back up and spawn. He could have played this site if Device followed up, but now giving away A and playing for a retake, currently with no kit. Maybe there is one loose. Glaive trying to spot them up on Cat. It's a decoy. It doesn't keep them back. Zip sneaks up on CT as well. Blame chasing them down, and Config re-aggresses. Glaive to punish from short. Zip now moves up the ramp in the meantime. Glaive just needs to keep their attention and take their faces off. He's doing a great job. It's Zip in the one-on-one. Clutch Minister indeed, but no kit. And he can stick. He's too far away. Otto needs to run. He needs to get back into the site. No. TikTok. Oh, Zip is off it. He's going to go for the kill, and it's perfect anyway. Love that. He knows he can get off. He knows he has time to find the final kill. That's if Otto gets close, and he does, but no cigar.
Yeah, that's rough as well, right? Like that's one of those moments where something that we spoke about earlier, the idea of like name brand recognition in the sense that Zip sat there on the bomb, and if you're Otto, you're like, well, I don't want to be the guy who, you know, on my substitution game,
10-second
10-second defused is by Zip, so he goes running in and then just gets one-tapped. Yeah, no, that's really, really well played. 11 on the board for Astralis. Not even really around they had any business getting back into once they conceded that A-bomb site, but they have. Nice fast cap boost there. Zepex is now here nice and early. It is just basically the full eco for Complexity. They've got a smoke and a flash. Armor on blastpremier as well.
Couple of deagles, but yeah, I don't see them going full Magisk and stealing this round away on their own. Oh, Zip, he's moving in. Confidence just jumped up though. Zip will get that shot. Following up with a nade, but no one on Xbox to try and trade that kill. Dupree smokes out, so, oh sorry, nades out. But yeah, no one here. Collar just holding, hoping for a mistake. Good luck. That's their one flash gone. And not much ground gained with it. They go to Catwalk instead, which has just been re-smoked by Zip, who drops spawn.
Yeah, the scary thing is if they wait for that smoke to fade, they're pushing into A with like 15 seconds left. That's really the only choice they've got. So here we are. Here's the push. Nice little hops from Rush. Gets him deeper than Glaive was ready for. There's the slaughter, right on time, just as expected. 12 on the board for Astralis. They do get away with 1D kill. That's really the extent of that round there. That wasn't one that we were meant to be invested in, though, right? If Complexity was selling you this, they wouldn't be like, yeah, that's the round. No, this is the round. This is where we're meant to start believing again. You've got the AWP out. It is in the hands of Otto. Haven't really seen much from him on it yet. So let's see if maybe T-side AWPing is more his forte.
Yeah, he won his 1v1 on B. Like, that's all you can really ask of him. He's had a lot of hard duels into Pit against Device posted without AWP, and that's just such a favorable fight from the Pit as well. So, yeah, we've not really seen him with a whole lot of opportunity to succeed in other than that one-on-one that he did pick up, as I said. So, yeah, T-side, maybe he can start showing us a little bit more and find some of these openers. But you can see how tucked Astralis are. Look, they're not giving away a thing. Only just now getting back to middle with a re-smoke. Cat conceded. There's a molly up. Device is playing aggressive. Otto's holding for the mid-cross, and he just misses that. Magis was walking, but the smoke bought him a bit of room. Oh. Glaive falls into the nade, but it's fine. 2 on B. With a player in mid, they're going to have to retake A if things come to that point. Need to be smoke going out, but it's all a ruse. JKS is coming to join his team here. Up on the catwalk. Zip is the only player in A right now that's really committed. Device is back at Goose. Here comes that headshot smoke as well. The flashes go high. Device hides back on his own. Glaive tries to draw them in, and Zip is double back. They're coming out long late. Zip needs to realize that as they could catch him on a timing. That's a unlucky check. Great timing for Rush. He misses the shot, and you can't miss against Zip. He follows up with one. Dead after it. Device lines up a double, but shoots early, and this may be Astralis conceding the round.
Oh, no, never mind. Glaive, a hop, skip, and a jump. And he deals with JKS back in the site. A 3-on-3. Not one that even looked like Astralis were keen to go for, but now they certainly are. They lose Magis, though. And that's throwing a bit of a spanner in the works. Otto needs to land this, and he will. That's nice and easy on to Dupree. And Glaive does get away for the time being. So he's going to get out of there. It looked like Config was about to spot him from up inside of the site. Never happens. Glaive trying to deal some damage to the economy of Cole. Ooh. It doesn't happen. Config, quick off the mark. Complexity, the rifles come out, and they're here to play.
Yeah, that's just a couple of unfortunate things, really for both teams, but more so for Astralis, right? Like Zip, even though he goes 1-for-1 on long, he definitely could have had a double on like the contact play that Cole come out on that position. He has the AUG, he has the scope. It's a good angle for him. Device as well, he gets baited with a jiggle on Goose, so he fires early and then just gets hard cleared. Glaive as well, jumping, spraying the bomb, kills the planter, but a second after the plant. If the first spray connected, that could have been an Astralis round. Some very close situations there, but Cole, well earned on the board, but not for long maybe, Magisk. Quick D to Otto, gets him out of the round. And I like that deep smoke. They want to try and retrieve the AWP. They throw in a nade, and the nade blows the AWP towards them. That's beautiful work for Astralis. Dupree's going to pick it up. The bomb's been dropped on catwalk. Glaive's had enough of this one, and he's laying them to rest.
Oh, does get a little bit overzealous there on the push. Blame's tagged low by the AWP of Dupree. Oh, was that Device, right? That was Device with the scout tagging him in through the wall. Regardless, gonna come down to this cap play. And even though you've seen a lot of B, this A site is not clear. You've got a very annoying individual. Oh, did Rush see the barrel? It stuck out around the corner just for a second. He's anticipating the site player. And Zip, they're getting close, closer and closer with every missed shot. Bomb now down. Rush has made this round doable. A double kill to open it back up. Device, that's a freebie. Now just the final boss left to beat. Rush mollied out. That's really gonna... All right, there it is. Dupree from Cat locks it in.
I thought it was the jumping
I thought it was Magisk as well, man. I really did as well. It looked just like it, but it was actually Dupree pulling the wool over our eyes.
That would have been a bit despicable. Dear, oh dear. Yeah, this was a great play for Magisk. After he gets his kill, he throws in a smoke, he throws in a nade, and you see that orb comes flying forward towards him. Dupree picks it up, and in effect, that's the gun that wins them the round at the end. So, yeah, that's just such an Astralis play. Great work. Back on the board with a force of their own after losing to one from Cole, or the first buy, rather, from Cole. Talking of buys, it's right back in for this T side. Otto, if you call an AWP a glass cannon, what is a scout with no armor?
Glass flintlock, mate.
It's a plastic pea shooter.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, I think it's more than, because it, like, you know, I'm a big scout fan, especially with guys like Searson, right? Like, you know how good he can be on the scout. I think for 1,700, even Astralis were like very, very keen at one point on running a lot of scouts, especially in like anti-ecos. So in a round like this, what you want the scout to be doing is like, yeah, it's cool if they get kills, don't get me wrong. But ideally, even if you're just painting players up with damage and making them that much easier for these AKs to deal with, you're still doing your job. So it's not necessarily about kills here, it's about damage on that scout. And the scout gives you a lot of extra mobility in this position. Like with the AWP, you just don't have. It's a very, very slow weapon.
Oh,
that's brutal.
Don't get many better nades than that. 100 damage. Back to a cat play. Smoke's being lined up. Got the headshot smoke as well. Glaive going to be nullified on default here as they swing through. So he gets close, he gets aggressive and plays the smoke against him. This is such great work, but Config does catch him. He sees him looking right into the site. Device with a double. Zip deals with that long lurk this time around well, and Device has the cross. They have to duck under or smoke the corner, which they do. Device is going to move closer, trying to deny that plant, and he kills the cover. 9 seconds, and Device is dead, but it doesn't matter. Zip is there as well, and yeah, that's just a beautiful round, right? Device hitting the cross shots as he often does, and Zip not like getting timed by that late long lurk. He read it. It happened last time. It worked for Cole. This time, it's a very different kettle of fish. And boiled alive in that A site are complexity. 14-6. You've got to play for OT here, but not because you believe in it, only because you don't have the money.
Yeah, this is a map, the complexity you kind of just want to forget at this point, right? Like, Dust2 can feel so horrible for this as well. Like, it's very, very hard to come up with solutions to anything here if you're Cole. You're finding it hard to actually locate any of these early fights, let alone win them. Right, so often it's just at like the standard engagement points. Config almost catches them unawares at B. But almost isn't what you want to rely on here if you're complexity. You need results. They try to go down through lower, but Astralis are just one step ahead. Dupree's already moved to the other side of CT, so he can rotate into A to help out. Oh, Device tagged down low. And now they at least get up catwalk. Looks like Astralis were anticipating this was going to be a mid to B, and that is the furthest thing from the truth. Complexity get out cap, and now get this bomb down as well. Already this is a nice little bit of bonus money, but they want more than that. They want a round win that they shouldn't be picking up. Dupree tries to really drive that fact home, and it's him, Magisk and Device getting kills, taking this back into the hands of Astralis, and there's Magisk to round it out. 15 on the board for the Danes. Complexity They need 9 in a row to get this one to overtime.
We're having a great game from magic and Device right now. Tippy top of the scoreboard for Astralis. And yeah, that was a weird round. That was one where it felt like Astralis, you know, were already looking at the GG point. They try and push B in a mid round, and they don't realize that Cole actually have 3 players and the bomb deep tunnels trying to get into the site. Cole spot Astralis have a stack there. They run away as Magis is caught with a nade in hand. And then, as you said, yeah, it looked like Astralis were expecting the mid to be, and they kind of just rotate out. They give Cole a lot of room. Rush runs through a smoke and double tags with the Tech 9 onto the site player. Just a very weird round, but one that Astralis, once they realize what's going on, they keep it under wraps. Device, dangerous position. Deagle's out, back to the AWP, taking a shot, and he swaps to the secondary, but he won't get out alive with a flash coming through the doors. Rush with a crucial trade. He's been really good at that, but it's still going to be a lot more to do for Cole. Lower lurker in the form of JKS. Will he get cleared?
Oh, no, he won't, but Dupree, side by side, brothers in arms with Glaive, able to keep this in a 3-on-3, and then wraps through the tunnels, and upon getting that deep, he's like, well, guys, it's not B. And then the rest of the guys are like, yeah, we know, we have a feeling about that as all this utility's raining in towards A. Zip with a key kill onto Rush, bringing the advantage back in favor of Astralis, and now tucking in, playing the long game. A does good damage. Molly's going to make Blame F very, very uncomfortable, but it's still good for that. And Otto helping out as well. Suddenly, it's all on to Dupree.
Go on.
Is he going to give it a go? He certainly looks interested. And at this point, you don't really have much to lose if you're Astralis. It's still a long way from believing in this comeback, from even thinking about it. But with him not getting given anything by Complexity, it will just be that save. He backs out of the round. He was hoping that the Molly nade combo could have either got a kill or forced a player out into his crosshair. And when that doesn't happen, he knows they're too entrenched. So Cole, they move on to 7, but still a long ways to go before they're back in this game in any meaningful capacity.
This is the level, though, that I was hoping Astralis would bring to this tournament, right? Obviously, a wounded Complexity right now, given their current roster. But, yeah, Astralis, they're looking really, really good. They're looking like they're having fun, most importantly. JKS on a Glock. Has he got a gun anywhere? Nowhere. Or is he just going to play Glock? He's been given a P250, I think, by Rush. Did drop one. I don't know what's happening. I don't think Cole do either. Okay, there it is. He runs back for the AK. Someone did drop one.
I guess freaking out. You guys said you dropped me. And he just can't find it anywhere.
It's outside B, for crying out loud. Astralis with a double long setup. They peel Device back. He's on a scout. I mean, you know, it's hard to believe against 15, against Astralis, but being real, if Cole win this round, Astralis at Eco, you're looking at double digits if you're Cole. That's a lot more respectable than where this game started off. So this is a really big round to win, to make this comeback believable, to actually give yourself a chance. But obviously, when you're up against Astralis, nothing is free. Nothing is sacred. So Cole need to have their wits about them. Otto setting up a flash down mid, popping Blame through the door perhaps. No one here to stop him. Just goes for the info. Zip at long on the corner as well. He's been here time and time again. Rush should be ready for it. Oh, Zip, time, but he does see his opponent backing up. But with an MP9, making this a ranged battle is not to his betterment. He's going to have to call for help. He does duck through into the pit. Glaive with a cross shot, catching Config. They know Rush is here as well, and he doesn't want to get crossfired, so he retreats out of long. Cole set up mollies on A, and right now looking like an A split. If Blame can find a pick, they can double back off Cat, but right now he looks to just be cutting off rotations, getting Magis out of B. Device pressured on the ramp with the scout. Glaive has the cross towards him, and this is a bit of a messy round for Cole, and it might come crumbling down. 9 seconds. JKS trying to plant the bomb. He's been mollied.
How's
he does miss. I don't know how he's planning, but he gets it down in the nick of time, and unfortunately, Astralis will surround him from all sides. It's going to be a map there. GG, easy for Astralis as they take 16-7. A respectable game from Cole, but it is the pick of the Danes.